definitely, as I kind of mentioned, not a ton of areas on this defense that I can poke holes into. I think they're pretty sound all around, and you're just really going to have to get contributions from the team top to bottom. I think this is a game where it's very important for us to win the turnover battle and really try to make the Saints play from behind. I think if you're asking Siemian to throw it 35, 40 times in the game, get a little pass rush after him, and with our secondary, I think you can hope to make a couple plays in that department. But this is a game where I think it's really important to get a lead and not be playing from behind. Just in the fact that I think if you let this defense pin their ears back and go after the quarterback and kind of let their secondary make plays off of, getting the offense a little off balance, I mean, I think this defensive unit in itself is kind of a major part of the reason that the Saints are still able to be at 5-5 with, Breeze retires, Jameis Winston goes down for the season. You're playing a combination of Siemian and Taysom Hill, and Kamara goes out, and Michael Thomas isn't there. And I think this defense is really keeping them in games to give them some opportunities to win, and the team is able to capitalize on that. So overall, a pretty solid team, and if we were going back 3-4 weeks, like I said before, I would chalk this up as a pretty easy win, and kind of in the situation we're at now. Again, I'm not hitting the panic button, but I'm really not looking at any team on our schedule at this point and taking it for granted. I think you really got to go out there, be juiced up to play in this game, and I'm seeing some things in the media about teams having a perception of the Bills being soft, and I think there is a certain level of credence to that. I think this defense is really good and really built to limit teams, what teams can do against us when we're playing with a lead, and you can get those turnovers taking some extra chances, and you can really force them to be one-dimensional and try to throw on you and let our great secondary go to work. But if it's a situation where we get punched in the mouth a couple of times and we have to become one-dimensional and we have to stop the ground game and kind of expect their full playbook, I just think that puts us at a bit of a disadvantage. All that being said, I am still predicting a Bills win here, and I'm going with a similar score to kind of what I expected from the Colts game and obviously didn't see. I have it being like something Bills 24-27, something like that, and the Saints putting up, we'll go with 21. And I think it's a pretty tight game, and both teams are really going to come to play. I think the Bills will have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, having just been embarrassed at home. But, this is another one of those losses that, all week we can say, this is a wake-up call. I mean, we said it with Jacksonville. We said it with Pittsburgh in the beginning of the season. We said it with the Titans. And, I think the Titans was a little bit of a different game, but there's only so many times in a year where you can lose to these teams that you should be beating, and just call it a wake up call. It's starting to become a trend that you're kind of uneven playing in these games that you should be winning. So I think this is a game where you need to take the short week. You need to really be able to put that Colts game behind you quickly, and the best way to get it out of your system is to get back out there and play and perform against the Saints team. So hopefully that's what we see on Thursday and come out of it with the W.